Hey everybody, this is PJ Riley from Lancaster Archery in our video studio today with a brand new product we wanted to tell you about. This is the Shrewd VentX Recurve Scope. All right, so the name VentX, you can see all these cutouts around the aperture that we have here. That allows light to get in where you need it. With this fiber, you can really see how that glows. That's just from gathering the light through the vents. One of the things I like about Shrewd is their modular systems. So these things are highly customizable to get set up the way that you want them. And first thing I'll tell you is this is a 14.5 millimeter aperture. That's going to be the diameter of the aperture itself. What's cool is basically it's going to come in a pack like this. Here it is in the full packaging, but it's going to have this foam keeper in here, which basically has everything labeled. And then within the pack, you're going to get everything. So let's just run through here. You know, you're going to have your scope body right there. And now, as we mentioned, lots of options. So you're going to have a drilled lens. That's going to have the hole in the center if you want to run fiber through it. You're going to have a blank lens. That's going to be if you want to use a stick-on dot. And then you're going to have a pin ring that you would also use in conjunction with the fiber. Then you're going to have two sunshades, they say. However, this one here is really the only sunshade. The other one is more of an aperture retainer, you know, your insert retainer, but it's flat, not doing a lot of shading, but they call it a sunshade. And then you're going to have the fiber holder here. In the kit, before we set one up, in the kit, besides everything I just showed you, you are going to get two pieces of fiber, one red and one green. And these will come in different sizes. I currently have the 19,000th pin size. Then you're going to get 3 aperture reducers. And again, I'll install these and show you how you work, but you can see that one obviously is the thickest, that's the middle, and that's the thinnest. And then you're going to get sets of dots that are blue, orange, and black if you're going to put them on your lens. So let's say I want to run the pin ring in the VentX. So I'm going to come up here. I'm going to take out my pin ring. Now, if you can see this, right here, let's see if I have a pointer. Right at the bottom, underneath the pin, you're going to see a little piece of plastic that sticks out. That fits into a receiver inside the scope housing. And what that allows you to do is there are 8 different positions for that pin ring. So let's just give you a quick example here. So for most folks, this is probably going to be the orientation that you're going to go with. You're going to have the pin in the upright position. However, as I mentioned, you've got channels in here that will allow you, let's say you want to have your pin coming in from this direction. You can do that as well. 8 different positions that allow you to change that position of the pin. So let's get our pin set up that way, and let's say I want to we'll use the thickest aperture reducer. Then we'll use the sunshade, the one-step sunshade. So that's going to be my setup, and then of course we're going to add our fiber. And one of the cool things about the VentX is Shrewd has added a fiber channel. I'll show you what that looks like. So right back here, you can see I have this hole. That's going to be what I'm going to put my fiber through. I'm going to go through like that and then bring it through the back side of my pin ring right in there. You can see how that comes out the front. I'm going to pull my fiber tight. Add my plastic tubing for protection. And now, what you would do is You know, you would have your scope here mounted into your sight, onto your sight block. And so this threading, the back end is going to come all the way through the sight block. So once you have it mounted on there, this is going to have a, this is a little holder for the fiber. You can see these holes that are around in there. So I would take that, I would cut this fiber down to size. You certainly don't need it to be that long, but take my plastic tubing, run through like that. So everything is, you know, the purpose of the fiber channel is to keep your fiber behind your scope rod there, so you can aim, and all you're going to be looking at is that center fiber there. So let's say I wanted to use the lens. There's no magnification, obviously. That's not allowed in competition for recurve archery. But let's say I wanted to use a lens with one of the dots on there. Pop all these out. I'm going to go in here to my blank lens. Take that out. Now I would just take one of my dots. I've got 5 different sizes. Put one in the middle there. Same thing. Now I've taken everything else out. Just mount that in. Let's go for a different size reducer. Put that in. Let's take the flat sunshade and put that on. So if you can imagine, if there was a dot in the middle there, now I'd have a completely different scope setup. But I have all the components that came in the kit, so I can set this up really any way you want. Again, that's one of the things I love about Shrewd that they do with their scopes and apertures, that it's really customizable. You set it up the way you want so that you can get the sight picture that you want. And again, the VentX is going to give you everything you need in the pack to set this scope up the way that you want it. All right, that is the Shrewd VentX Recurve Scope. Great new scope system from the folks at Shrewd Archery. Allows you to customize your recurve aperture for competition. You know, this is going to be used at any style of competition for recurve archery. You've got to set up here a configuration that's going to work for you. If you want to see the VentX on our website, be sure to click the link in the description below. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like it, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to click that bell to get notifications whenever we put out new videos. And as always, if you have any questions, you can visit us at lancasterarchery.com.